Something new has been added to aviation of great interest to airline operators and passengers alike. It is the Avro Canada Jetliner, which made its first official flight October 4th, 1949, at Malton Airport near Toronto. This is the first jet transport produced and successfully flown in North America. A pressurized low-wing transport powered by 4 turbojet engines, a jetliner can carry 40 to 60 passengers at speeds up to 450 miles an hour. The official flight ceremonies were opened by Walter Deischer, Vice President and General Manager of Avro Canada. In a short speech, he thanked and congratulated the personnel who had made this great day possible. The Right Honorable C.D. Howe, Minister for Trade and Commerce, was the next speaker.
Of North America. Surely this is a great achievement for Avro Limited and for every man and woman associated with Avro Canada. I extend congratulations to all of you. Work on this project commenced in the summer of 1946. The airplane...
The Avro Jetliner is the logical next step in aircraft design. A minimum of unconventional features is incorporated. The most striking feature of the aircraft is the power plants. 4 Rolls-Royce Derwent 5 turbine engines of the centrifugal type. The engines are mounted in pairs in 2 underslung nacelles. Though possessing terrific power, the turbine engine is not excessively heavy and can be lifted into the nacelle with a small sling. Maintenance work is greatly facilitated because it is possible to replace an engine in about 30 minutes. The engine controls are the push-pull type, operated by means of rods and levers. This is a considerable improvement over the old cable system. The single throttle per engine is a great simplification over the battery of levers required to control the normal propeller and engine combination. The rear of the engine extends in the shape of a tunnel to the outlet of the jet pipe and is lined with stainless steel to prevent oil and fuel touching the hot pipe. All outer panels of the cowling are locked with flush-type quick-release fasteners. Each group of 2 engines has its independent fuel tanks easily accessible in the wing. The fire hazard is greatly reduced as the jet engine uses kerosene and not high-octane gasoline. The cabin is designed to carry 40 to 60 passengers in comfort. Ultra-modern pressurization gives ground-level conditions up to 21,500 feet and 4,000 feet conditions at 30,000 feet, the normal cruising height. The jetliner is designed primarily for intercity routes of 200 to 1,200 miles. Pressure for the hydraulic system is supplied by 2 engine-driven constant pressure pumps. Radio and electronic units are housed in a separate compartment and can be conveniently serviced. The entire radio assembly is removable as a unit. The tricycle undercarriage is of advanced yet simple design. The main units retract forward and in the up position lie between the jet pipes. The nose wheel retracts forward into the nose cavity in front of the forward pressure bulkhead. As the jetliner slowly took shape, extensive ground tests were carried out to ensure maximum safety and stability in design. After minor changes, the jetliner was passed for its first test flight and on August 10, 1949, rolled out at Malton, ready to take to the air. On its first flight, the jetliner lived up to expectations. The aircraft proved easy to handle and fast, about 100 to 200 miles an hour faster at cruising speed than the fastest airliners in present use. Engine noise had been cut to a minimum, and vibration was so negligible that it has been necessary to install vibrators on some of the instruments to prevent the needles from sticking. The use of jet engines allowed for fewer controls and instruments in the flight deck layout. After an hour's flight, the jetliner came in for a perfect landing. Though classified as a high-speed aircraft, its low-speed characteristics are just as good as on the present conventional low-speed aircraft. No special facilities at airports are required. flight had been a tremendous success, but the designers were not yet fully satisfied. The test flight had shown that certain improvements could be made. Back in the hangar, the jetliner was inspected from nose to tail, and minor adjustments were carried out. The engines were removed and inspected, and the undercarriage was rechecked in preparation for the first official flight. Before the takeoff, the flight crew was introduced to the public. Jim Orell, chief test pilot for Avro, Manchester, England, had been sent over for the initial tests. He was assisted by Avro Canada's chief test pilot, Don Rogers, and flight engineer Bill Baker. As they had a last-minute conference, the ground crew refueled the jetliner. The locking pins were removed, and the special ground starter was rolled into position and hooked up. The Avro C-102, the product of Canadian engineers and designers, the first jet transport on the North American continent, once again taxied out to the runway for its public debut. Radio contact was maintained with the ground, and a running commentary was given on the historic flight.
Picking up very quickly now, 60 miles an hour, 30, 80, 90, 100 miles an hour, nose wheel is on, 110. We're now in the air, and the undercarriage is coming up.
The Avro Jetliner embodies the 5 standards set for tomorrow's aviation: safety, high speed, comfort, economy, and simplicity. Canada has produced tomorrow's aircraft today.